Welcome to EdsGuitarLessons.com. We're going to do 3 more easy songs. This is designed for very beginner guitarist. Hopefully you know how to tune your guitar and you got it all tuned up. Okay, and you can get you a tuner, inexpensive tuner that'll help you with that. That's E, A, D, G, B, E are the names of the notes when it's open. I try to use easy chords. Of course, on my website, EdsGuitarLessons.com, there's a chord chart there, and that's the way you should learn how to play them, just exactly how it shows on the chord chart. It shows you a fretboard, and it shows you circles with numbers in them, and the circles with numbers in them are your fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it is telling you where to put your fingers when you're playing the chord. Okay. Now it also has X's and O's. The O's means it's an open string that your finger's not pressing on it, but that is part of the chord. The X means you don't play that particular string. Usually it's either the 6th or the 5th is how it usually is. One of these two here will not be played during part of a chord. The best way to remember the X's and O's is just don't play the X's, okay? And you'll be fine, okay? But play everything else. Get your strumming where you can get it where it's nice and even. You don't want it loud. You want to be gentle with this hand here, okay? Just wistfully strumming it, okay? That's a good strum. Basic strumming is all we're doing here. We're not doing anything complex. So the nicer you get the sound, you can go very, very soft, depending on the type of the song. Medium, medium hard, or loud. So, you know, it's dependent on the song, but I think, you know, most of these kids' songs you want nice and easy. So learn to strum evenly, uniformly, and nice and easy. And it should be done from your arm. Have your pick pointing about like that there, okay? So that when it's facing the guitar here, let's zoom in on that, okay? And when your arm's towards the guitar, it should be pointing, the pick should be pointing directly at the strings with your arm, you know, parallel with the guitar body, and that way you get a nice even strum. You want to hold on to it firmly. If you're doing strumming, you let a little bit more of the pick show. When we're doing a little pick work, we kind of pull it in a little bit. So okay, so for that kind of stuff you pull it in. Alright, but you want to use it from, keep your arms stiff and straight, not like a board, but you know, I'm just saying relatively stiff, versus a lot of kids will get in the habit of doing just wrist work. And the problem with that is, number one is you get tired, number two is it gets sloppy. There's no control. Okay, so there's a lot of reasons why you don't want to do that. You want to, there's all kinds of different methods, but this is the most basic to get you started, okay? Using strumming from your elbow area there, okay? We're going to do 3 songs today. London Bridge is Falling Down, the Itsy Bitsy Spider, and Amazing Grace, okay? So we'll start with the London Bridge is Falling Down, so get your chord chart out, and remember I'm teaching you the easiest way to play these chords here, and it's not the version that you see on the chord chart, okay, but it's a little different, okay. So for this particular song has a G, which we discussed in our last lesson. We're going to be strumming 4 strings, counting from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, and your number 2 finger, you can really, in this case, because you're just learning, you can use almost any finger. The correct finger probably would be 4, because when you get to the bigger chord, it'll fit right in. But for all practical purposes, you can use, in this example today, use 1 or 2, whatever one you want there, okay? All right, and we only strum 4 strings, so it would sound like that. The next chord is D7. It's found in your chord chart. We can sometimes supplement the D7 and just play D, which you played in our last lesson. But a D7 is kind of a reverse image of the D, and you'll see that your first finger goes on the 2nd string 1st fret, your 2nd finger goes on the 3rd string 2nd fret, and your 3rd finger goes on the 1st string the 1st fret, and it looks like this. Okay, can you see that? Okay. Okay, so 2nd string, 3rd string, and then your 3rd finger goes on the 1st string. Okay, so that's how it looks. Okay, so that's a D7. The song interchanges D and D7. If you feel uncomfortable and you feel like doing that is too rough, you can just go to the D if you're just a beginner. Okay? So I usually kind of strum the first chord to hear the key that you're going to be singing in. And again, I'm not going to make an apology. I can't sing, you know that. I'm not here to teach you that. I give it my best shot. Okay? So I do that just so I can kind of find that first note that you got to hit. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. You see how that worked? Okay. Take the key and lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. Now we notice here on lock her up and on falling down, those only get 2 strums. Everything else gets 4 strums. 4 strums equals a measure, or a bar of music, however you want to term it. Measure would probably be more appropriate, I guess, in this case. So the G's get 4 strums. The D7 on falling down and falling down is 2 strums each. Falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. So my fair lady gets 2 strums each. Okay, so that'd be like a half note, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2 strums and 2 strums, however you want to look at it. So that's basically how that song goes. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Okay, I know I'm going to make a big hit out of that record. Okay. The next song is Itsy Bitsy Spider. We all remember that in our younger days. I remember with my grandson, we do that with him. Itsy Bitsy Spider. It has a D, which we've been playing quite consistently lately. I think we're adding a new chord here called an A chord. So look on your chart for an A. Okay, it's not A minor or A7, it's A. And it's basically 3 strings in a row, starting with your 2nd string. You can use your pinky there, and then your ring finger will go on the next string up, the 3rd string, and then your middle finger can go up there on the 4th string. You can do it this way, where you use your ring, start with your ring finger, then your middle, then your 1st finger there, all in the 2nd fret area. Okay, all in the 2nd fret, not the 1st over here, but in the 2nd fret, starting with your 2nd string, 3rd and 4th. Okay, we're going to be playing the 5th string up here, which is an A string, and it goes, of course, with the A chord. Okay, all right. So we have a D and an A. We also have a C, which is going to be a lot of fun. This will be your most challenging chord so far, is a C chord. And I'll finger this one for you also. First finger goes on the second string, first fret. Your ring finger, your middle finger goes on the fourth string, second fret. And then your ring finger comes up here onto the third fret on the fifth string. Okay, so it's quite a stretch. You want to start, you don't want to put your number one finger way back here because it makes the stretch even harder. So slide it up all the way up to the fret but not touching it, and then put your middle finger on the fourth string, second fret, and then your ring finger or third finger on the fifth string on the third fret. And we're only going to play 5 strings, so from here down, and that's a C. And this, of course, is the way that is on the chart that you can get from my website, edsguitarlessons.com. There's actually another way to do this, and that is, it's kind of a entry-level way, I guess, if that's too hard, but I would suggest you go for this. But if that's too difficult at this moment, because your fingers aren't strong enough, and that's a stretch, and they're not used to, your fingers are not used to being stretched in here with these tendons and so on. So sometimes it takes time to get some of these chords, so don't get frustrated. But another way to do a C, there's a couple of ways that's on the guitar, but I think the easiest way is if you think of the A and you go up 1, 2, 3 frets from there to the 5th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make an A shape there, and then draw your number 1 finger back to the 3rd fret on the 1st string. Okay, that is also a C. Okay, so this goes on the 3rd fret, your 1st finger, 1st string, and then you put 3 in a row, starting with your pinky on the 5th fret, 2nd string, ring finger goes on the 3rd string, 5th fret. They're all on the 5th fret. And then your middle finger goes on the 4th string in the 5th fret. This guy comes in the back. If you can't make the stretch back here with the number 1 finger, then just strum these 3. Only strum from the 4, 3, and 2. And you get you a C sound. So it makes it kind of easy for an entry level, so you can at least hear how the song goes if you can't get this C, okay? And then if you can add your finger down here, then you can strum all 4 strings. Very similar in tone because it's the same notes, just a different timbre, okay? So the Itsy Bitsy Spider, okay? So again, I listen for the key. The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider. Hey! Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Hey, there's an error here. So, where it says wash the spider out, that says C, but it's actually an A. I must have transposed this before and I missed an A. Guess what? You might not have a C in here until the very end. Let's go through this. I'm kind of interested now myself, okay? The Itsy Bitsy Spider. Wait, here we go. 2, 3. The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the spout again. Well, what do you know? There is no C in this song. You're saved. Okay, that last chord is not a C, it's a D. So I'm correcting it here. This is probably going to be the one I'm going to scan in to put on my website. So you'll have the corrected version with purple ink. So basically an A and a D. Pretty easy. You've already worked on those chords, okay? Itsy Bitsy Spider. I transpose a lot, and sometimes I do it very late at night, and I can't see, so I have trouble. Or I'll forget something. Okay, this is, you're going to learn something new on this song. This is Amazing Grace, very, very famous Christian worship song, talking about the grace of God and how amazing it is. This has a D, which we've done, a G, an A7. You can substitute it with just an A, but if you want to do the A7, it's those 3 strings in a row, but then you take off the middle one, the middle finger, whatever it is, the one that's in the middle, whether you're using 1, 2, and 3, or 2, 3, and 4, okay? Take off the middle one, okay, to make an A7. Here's an A. Lift up your finger in the middle to get A7 sound. Or if you're doing it with 1, 2, and 3 finger, take off your middle finger, okay, and you get the A7 sound. And what we're going to learn here is most of everything we've been playing has been the 4/4 timing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's called 4/4 timing. This one is 3/4 timing, and it's like a waltz time. So if you've ever waltzed before in a big ballroom with a big chandelier and a big flowing dress, well, maybe you haven't. Or you've seen it on TV, you've seen people waltzing. Ask your parents about that. They might know about waltzing. That's 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So emphasis on the 1. We only count in groups of 3 instead of groups of 4. And so it does present a different tempo for us. And this song, like many songs, there's many songs written in 3/4 time. And this is one of them, okay? And here's how a typical strum would be. You kind of hit the bass note of the chord that you're playing as the 1, and then you strum the next 2 beats. See that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And when I mean the bass note, I mean the lowest in pitch, one of these, you know, either the 6th, 5th, or 4th string, which are very deep sounding. Okay? So whatever is the lowest note that you can play in that particular chord, that's the one you would use as your one beat. Okay? So in the case of G, it's going to be a little bit of a problem if you don't play the full G, because we need that bass note from up here. We don't have it because you're playing the simple version. So we're just going to go ahead and use a D. It ain't going to sound too bad, okay? We use the 4th string there. That's all we can do right now, but you'll get better and you'll be able to play the G later. Okay, so Amazing Grace. Here we go. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found, was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. So you'll get the hang of it. Just think of 1, 2, 3. can even play it a lot slower. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. So there you have it. I hope you enjoy these lessons. I've actually got more requests to do kids songs than I have rock and roll and the other Christian songs that I do. So evidently there's a following out there, and I appreciate that. So keep writing letters and requests, and I'll try to do my best to give you some simple songs. I'm going to get these in the computer as soon as I can. That way you can find them on my website, these songs that we just played today, edsguitarlessons.com. So you can check that out and get these and print them out so you can practice them. Okay, you might have to watch the video a couple times to kind of get the tempos and the strumming down. Don't get frustrated. The first part of guitar is an uphill battle. It's very, very challenging. But then it starts getting easier as your fingers get stronger, more pliable, and able to stretch and get coordinated, because it takes coordination to go from one chord to the next. And I would suggest that if you're, say we're playing a song like this, Amazing Grace, and you're learning the big G, the regular G, and you just have trouble, getting to that G, don't let that discourage you. That's all my students, including myself. I remember back when I was learning, my fingers wanted to go all over the place, They wanted to go off the guitar. I mean, they'll just go anywhere. They try to go in the hole. I'm fibbing now. But where you want to concentrate is if you are having trouble going from D to G, then that's where you want to spend your time. Slowly making a D chord, strum it so you can make sure it's right. Go to the G. And then just do it over and over until you feel like you've got, pretty good at it. And it'll get better in time. Don't get discouraged. Well, it don't sound clean yet. Well, it will as you get stronger, okay? And you're able to grip a little better. Also, I do an exercise that works really well. Let's say you can't get the D. Every time you go, one finger goes here, the other one goes wherever. That you make the shape, get on there, and then in slow motion just keep the shape of the chord you're practicing with and remove it and then put it back down. Slowly take it off the strings till you can't feel them and then put it back down. So you're getting a muscle and developing a muscle memory that way. Okay, and you do that about 7 times on each chord that you're having trouble with. Shake your fingers off, come back, you're going to find there's a memory that's taking place. Your mind and your body is an amazing thing. It starts working together. Your mind and the muscles and the feelings and the shape all gets kind of programmed into your mind, and eventually there's a memory that happens. And say the chord so you know what it is, okay? So you're not just jumbled up. D, that's a D chord. D, 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 D. I'm going to play a D today. Then I'm going to play a G, 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 G. However you want to do it. I'm goofing off. So anyway, these are different little ideas that you can go ahead and implement into your playing. And I hope you enjoy this instrument. It'll give you a lifetime of enjoyment and pleasure. As you grow older, you're going to find that this guitar becomes a friend of yours because of all the songs you learn, and it's very comforting, and it's very therapeutic in a lot of ways, because when you're playing guitar and you're singing and enjoying what you're doing there with your instrument, it kind of takes you away from all the troubles in the world and all the things that are going on. And so it's a very, very fun, versatile, and enjoyable instrument. So I hope you continue on and learn to play this wonderful instrument we got here. So God bless you. Thanks for watching edsguitarlessons.com. Check out the website. I'm trying to get it rebuilt. I'm still working on that. A gentleman's helping me, and hopefully I can get a hold of him to continue on with the work. And my website will look a lot more modernized and renewed and more structured, in a easier way to find things in the website. But go into the website and you'll find where there's free stuff. You'll be able to get these chords for the song. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.